All right, let's talk about something that's literally the front door to our entire digital lives, our home Wi-Fi. We use it for everything, right? But how secure is that front door really? Today, we're going to break down the super simple, totally essential steps to lock it down tight. And trust me, it is way easier than you think.
Quick question for you. Is your actual front door, the one to your house, unlocked right now? I'm guessing not. I mean, of course not, right? You would never just leave your home wide open for anyone to just stroll on in. That's just basic security.
Well, here's the thing. Your Wi-Fi's might be, and that's the whole point. We are so careful with our physical security, but a whole lot of us leave our digital front door completely unsecured, and we don't even realize it.
So here's what we're going to do. We'll start by figuring out what that digital front door even is. Then we'll walk through 4 key steps to secure it. We'll talk about how to have guests over securely. We'll even crack the code on making a password that's basically unbreakable. And at the very end, we'll wrap it all up with the simple checklist you can use literally the second we're done.
Okay, first up, your digital front door. See, the heart of your home network is your router. And when you first get that thing, it's designed for one thing: convenience, not security. And that convenience, yeah, that can be a major welcome mat for hackers.
And here's the kicker. Those default passwords, they are not a secret. They are completely public knowledge. You know, things like admin for the username and password for the password. It's literally the first thing an attacker is going to try. Leaving it unchanged is exactly like leaving the key under the doormat. All right, so how do we fix this? Simple. We're going to build ourselves a digital fortress. And it all starts with 4 fundamental layers of defense.
First, we are going to change the master key to the whole system. Then, we'll reinforce the walls to protect against any new attacks. After that, we upgrade the main lock on the front door itself. And finally, we're going to find and seal up any of those forgotten, hidden entryways. Let's break down each one.
Step 1. This is the big one. It is absolutely non-negotiable. Now, this isn't your Wi-Fi password for getting on the internet. This is the password to log into the router's settings. Changing it from admin to something unique and strong is, without a doubt, the single most important thing you can do. Okay, step 2. Think of firmware as your router's brain, its own little operating system. Now, as hackers find new ways to break in, the people who made your router release updates to patch those holes. An out-of-date router is a vulnerable router. It's like leaving huge cracks in the walls of your fortress just waiting for someone to sneak through. Now let's talk about the lock itself, encryption. WPA3 is the newest, strongest standard out there. What it does is it basically scrambles all the information flying through the air on your Wi-Fi network. That way, even if someone could eavesdrop on your signal, all they'd get is total gibberish, complete nonsense. So, the action here is to dive into your router's settings and just make sure this powerful lock is actually switched on. You should always choose WPA3 if your devices support it, but you know what? WPA2 is still a really strong, absolutely essential layer of security.
Right, remember that hidden entry we talked about? For a lot of routers, that weak spot is a feature called WPS, or Wi-Fi Protected Setup. It's usually a little button you can press on the router to connect a new device without having to type in the password. Super convenient, right? Sure, but it's also a well-known vulnerability that can be exploited.
And the fix is incredibly simple. Just turn it off. Go into the settings and disable it. That tiny little inconvenience of having to type your password for a new device is so worth the huge security boost you get by closing that back door for good. So, your main fortress is now secure. Awesome. But what happens when friends come over? You don't want to just hand them the master key to your entire castle, do you? Of course not, and that is exactly where a guest network comes in.
Just think of it like this. Your main network, that's your house. It's where all your personal stuff lives. Your computers, your phones, your private files. The guest network, that's like a separate guest house out back. Your visitors get internet, but they are completely cut off from your main house and everything inside it. It's brilliant.
So we talked about the lock, that WPA3 encryption, but you know, every great lock needs a great key. And in our case, that key is your Wi-Fi password. A weak password makes even the strongest, most expensive lock totally useless.
So what makes the strong key? Well, it's a recipe with 4 main ingredients. You want a good mix of everything. Uppercase letters, lowercase letters, numbers, and symbols, you know, like an exclamation point or a $sign. But there is one ingredient here that is more important than all the others combined.
And that is length. Seriously, modern computers can guess short, simple passwords almost instantly, but every single character you add makes it exponentially harder to crack.
You want to aim for a bare minimum of 12 characters. More is even better. That length is your absolute best defense.
Okay, we have covered a ton of ground. So let's pull this all together into one simple, actionable checklist that you can use to lock down your network as soon as you're done here.
And here it is, just 6 steps. 1. Change that default router password. 2. Keep your firmware updated. 3. Turn on that WPA3 or WPA2 encryption. 4. Disable WPS. 5. Set up a guest network for your visitors. And finally, number 6, make sure that Wi-Fi password is long and strong. 12 characters plus.
And why do we do all this? Because taking these few simple actions creates this incredibly powerful barrier. It's what protects your personal photos, your financial info, your private emails, everything. It protects every single device connected to your network from people who want to snoop or worse, steal.
And that really brings it all home, doesn't it? At the end of the day, security isn't just about technology. It's about protecting the things that are most important to us. So, what are you protecting?